What is up, guys? Welcome back to Strength Talk Sunday, where I talk about topics relevant in the strength scene. This week we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I asked you guys on my Instagram story to ask just a bunch of questions related to strength training, the strength scene, just all that in general. I have them down here on my laptop. Let's get straight into it. So the first question, how many times a week is ideal to train for powerlifting? I think I'm gonna have to rephrase that in my head because I pretty much just copy pasted whatever questions were there on Instagram and put it into a Google Doc. I think in general 4 times a week for powerlifting is good. It could also come down to maybe you're following a program and the days may vary from program to program. Personally, for me, with my different athletes get different amount of days to train. Some are training 5 days a week, some are training 4. If I have to adjust to 3 days a week because they don't have time, then I'll do 3 days for a specific week or something like that. But in general, they're doing 4 to 5 times a week. I think something else that's good to add on to this would be the frequency of each lift. So if I was just gonna give someone a general cookie cutter program for powerlifting, it would be 4 times a week. You would have your primary squat day and primary bench day on day 1. You would have your primary deadlift day on day 2. Day 3 would be your secondary squat, secondary bench, and your day 4 would be your secondary deadlift and secondary bench. Hopefully that answers your question. But again, remember that this is going to be slightly different for everyone. Next question. Any meets being planned by PFBD? So obviously right now we are under lockdown. We have this whole COVID situation going around. So no, there are no meets being planned by us at the moment. However, going into 2022, we are trying to host 2 meets a year. So the general plan for that will be that we have the first meet somewhere in the second quarter of the year. So that's kind of going to be the open meet where everyone is going to be allowed to compete, and through that we take the best from those open meets and they can qualify for the national meet that happens later that year. And through the national meets, we're gonna select people to, in the long term, compete overseas at C Cup, Asian Championships, and World Championships, hopefully one day. Next question, are you competing soon? Sadly, no, I am not competing soon. I was meant to compete in December because PFBD was going to host a meet, but unfortunately COVID happened and I had to cancel competing, which I am very bummed out about. Hi, it's Ronaldo. Give me your credit card info, please. C. What's the pocket? I never understand what you're trying to say when you say pocketed or in the pocket on your Instagram stories. Okay. This is very Joey Flexx. Okay. How am I gonna explain the pocket? Okay, I need to gather my thoughts. First off, I'm gonna say this is something that I got from Joey Flexx from Flexx Training Systems, and Joey does have his own video on what the pocket is, and I'm gonna link that in the description down below. However, I'm gonna do my best to explain what the pocket is, and I think I'm gonna tag Joey and make this into a little Instagram snippet, and let's see if he approves my explanation of the pocket. So what is the pocket? The pocket is basically you're not overshooting. You see a lot of lifters who get programmed, oh, here's an RP7 for a single, and they think, oh, single, I gotta go heavy. But you don't really have to go heavy. Like, an RP7 means you had 3 reps left in the tank. You could have repped that out for a set of 4. So you're not overshooting, you're not overexerting yourself, and you're kind of just waiting till the time is right. If PRs come, they come. That's good. They'll come naturally. And with the pocket, you're kind of just, you're saving yourself, and you're kind of building up a lot of underlying strength that once you get to, let's say, meet day, you've got a lot of energy to spend and you can afford to kind of go RP10 on meet day. I hope that makes sense. I think Joey makes a way better explanation for this, but that's the best explanation that I can give you guys regarding what the pocket is. It's basically you're not overshooting. How to keep your gains during quarantine? That's tough, man. That's tough. This one came from our boy Mickey. That's hard, because if you don't have any equipment, that's gonna be difficult, and you're kind of just gonna have to play around with your body weight exercises, which is not very optimal if we're talking powerlifting. But if you've got that money to spend, buy a rack, buy a bar, buy plates, buy a bench. That's all you need. And you know, you don't even need that much weight. Let's say, okay, personally, I would probably only need 140 kilos of weight to keep my training productive and kind of maintain my level of strength. Even though I can work with weights over 140, doesn't mean I have to. So if I only had 140, maybe I'd kind of introduce a different stimulus like tempos to kind of make it harder. This is very individual, like, because everyone's in such a different situation right now. Like, some of us have full sets, we have racks, we have benches, we have bars, plates, and everything. And some of us are very limited. We have like a kettlebell, or you might have just 2 dumbbells, or you just have a pull-up bar. So it's more of making the best out of your situation and working what you can rather than keeping all of your gains during quarantine, because that's going to be difficult and it'll be different for everyone's situation. Next question, squat PR. 152.5 kilos at an RPE 8. Who's stronger, you or Amir? Amir. When is the next kg drop coming? Man, even I don't know that at the moment because of the whole COVID situation. There are designs for the new drop, but just because of the whole situation right now, I can't release them just yet. But yeah, we were supposed to have 2 more designs coming out this year. Unfortunately, that's not happening now because of COVID, but it's all good. The next design, I do have it. They're literally sitting right there, but there are still some minor changes that I gotta make to it just because I want it to be the way that I like it. My back hurts from front squatting. Again, this is something that's very individual. I'm gonna have to see you front squat, and you know, this could be a technique thing, or it could be a muscle imbalance thing. It could be just the fact that you're weak at a certain point. You got a specific weak muscle group that causes your back to give out. If you do want help with this, feel free to DM. I'm always happy to help. Next up, good powerlifting coaches in Brunei. That's hard because there's not many of us. There's not a lot of powerlifting coaches in Brunei. I think right off of the top of my head, I can only think of one other powerlifting coach here in Brunei, and that is Ajos. He is a great powerlifting coach. I do have experience on being coached by him. He helped me a lot in terms of helping to get me where I am now. Although I stopped working with him, I want to say 2, maybe 3 years ago, but I highly recommend him. Great powerlifting coach. If you had the money, what gym would you go to for your powerlifting needs in Brunei? Okay, so if I had the money, I wouldn't be going to a gym. I would be buying my own stuff. I would buy calibrated plates. I would buy a power bar. I would buy a combo rack, and you know, a set of dumbbells. So yeah, but if we're talking like a gym, if I had to go to a gym, I have 2 places in mind. I would go to either 673 J-Box, because you know the community is amazing. Like even 673 Subox they have a good community there. Like they're all, I think the 673 family in general is just very chill and they're extremely friendly. They're really cool. And the other option is Dynamic. That place, goddamn, I've been there a couple times and I definitely enjoy training there, regardless of, you know, the people that are there. Not saying the people that go there are bad, but when I do go to Dynamic, I'm not one to talk to the other gym members. However, I do have friends who are staff there. Okay, last question. Do you think powerlifting is headed in the right direction in BN in Brunei? I think now we are. You know, with FitFest that just happened a few months ago, and with the new PFBD committee, I think we do have the right people to run the federation. You know, Fini, who is, you know, very good. She does have her kind of brain fart moments, though. If you know, you know. And you know, Ming, who has a good amount of experience competing in the UK under the GBPF, and also, you know, going to University Worlds and everything, as well as, you know, Mickey, Zach, and myself. I think we do have a good thing going for us, and we want to make the sport great for all of you guys. But yeah, that is the video. How many questions was that? That was quite a few questions. I didn't get around to answering everyone's questions, so I'm sorry for that. My time is limited. This week has been filled with work and assignments and tests. I had an accounting test on Wednesday that completely killed me, but irrelevant. I hope you guys enjoyed today's Strength Talk Sunday quick fire questions. Anyways, stay on the grind, keep grinding. I'm out.
You can take my soul, but you can't take my fight. My fight.